Hello friends, in this video I'm going to show you how actually the constructor overloading works. I will give a small example where you can understand how this constructor overloading actually works. So let's get started. I have created a folder with the name constructor. So now what you have to do is I will create a file in it and named whatever the name you want. I will just name as constructor.java. So I have created my first Java file which is constructor.java in the folder called constructor. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm gonna make a class. So class constructor, or yeah, we have to give a class name same as the file name. This is the class. So in this class, what I'm going to do is I will create a main function first of all. So main, okay. So this is my main function. So now I will come down, I will edit this file later. So in this I'm going to create a class. So class name will be same as test. So this is my class name, test. So in this test I'm going to make some more constructors. So what do you mean by constructor? First of all, your question is what do you mean by constructor? So constructor is a method which is called automatically whenever the new object is created of that particular class. So now this is my class, okay. So this is my class and I'm gonna create a constructor here and the object will be here. I will create the object in this class and the constructor will be in this class, and whenever I created the object in this class, it should call automatically here, okay. So this is the meaning of constructor. So constructor is a method which is called automatically whenever the new object is created. So let's get started. So first the test will be, this is my constructor. So you will ask why it is like this, why it is same as like this. So there are some rules in constructor that there must be no return type, void, int, there must be nothing. It must be nothing, just the class name and the constructor name must be same. So this is the first step, guys. And in this we do not have to call the specific function to execute. The compiler will automatically do it. I will show an example. I will write here constructor called. In the message I will write constructor called, okay. So this is just one class. In this one constructor is present. I have written just constructor called, and now I will create this class one object. So how I will create in the main class, which is class constructor, in this I will create a class in an object which is test. I will give object name as ob equal to new and the test function, okay. So this is the object. So now the object has been created of this class, right? Test is the class name. So here is a test object, it is object name, we can give anything, and the new is assigning the new memory space for that particular object, and this is the test. So this created a object for this class. So whenever this object is created, this will execute. Let's see. So I will run this program, run Java. So now as you can see here, constructor called, okay. So this is what do you mean by constructor. Now listen, whenever I remove this, I have not created any object. What happens when I don't create any object of that particular class? What happens? So I will run the Java. So here nothing will be called. As you can see, the constructor called output is not been shown because I have not created the object of that particular class. So I will just comment out and I will run it again. As you can see here, constructor called. So this is the concept of constructor. So now coming back to the constructor overloading, where the actual video is made for. So what do you mean by constructor overloading and what are its types? So in constructor there are two types, okay. Not only one single constructor, there are two types of constructor. First one is default constructor, another one is parameterized constructor. So the default constructor you have learned, which will be like this, just empty parenthesis. In this no value has been passed during the object creation. So I will be creating the object of that class ob equal to new and test semicolon. So here in this no value has been passed, no parameters has been passed. So it will be empty. So for this constructor is called as default constructor. So for same, I will show you the parameterized one. In parameterized one, we create the object, like object 1 I will create, and I will pass some values 3,54, yeah, 3,5, it's enough. So now I have to define the constructor for that. So test in this will be int L, int B. So this is the parameterized one. In this, the constructor name, as you can see, there is no return type. One more thing, there must be no return type for the constructor. Okay, there must be no void, no int, nothing. I have shown in the definition of constructor. So here itself, same it applies here also. So there will be no return type. One is the empty one, which will be the pointing. As you can see, VS Code is pointing to this object, and this is the second one, and this is int L and int B, which is pointing here, int L and int B. So two values will be passed in this constructor, and nothing will be passed in this constructor. Okay, so these are the two types of constructors: default one, which is this, and the parameterized one, which is this one. So these are the types. So next, coming back to overloading. Okay, so in this I will declare two variables, which is int length and breadth. Okay, so I have defined two variables, which is length and breadth. So now I will call the constructor test. Okay, so in this test I will assign a value for this variable. So it will be length equal to 0 and breadth equal to 0. So I will just format this document. Okay, so as you can see here, I have assigned 0 to the variable length and 0 to the variable breadth. So now I want the output. Whenever this construct object is created, it will be called automatically. It will assign the values. So I want the output of this particular variables. So I will just want to multiply them. So I will write int multiply. Okay, int multiply, and it should return some value. So return, what should return it? I must multiply the two values, which is length and breadth. Okay, so it will return. So after returning, where is the output function? So I will declare the output one. So sout constructor 1 output equal to, I will write this message. Okay, here we go. Okay, equal to plus ob dot multiply, ob dot multiply. So now as you can see here, what will happen is length equal to 0, breadth equal to 0, and it will return to this object ob dot multiply. So why is getting error here? Syntax error token. Oh, sorry. I have created a mistake here. I have to write into here. Yeah. Okay, now it's correct. So what happens now is, whenever I created the object, it will execute, and the value 0 will be assigned to both the variables. Correct? Then in next step, what I'm doing is I'm multiplying. Whenever I will call this function, this should multiply. This variable should multiply. So now I have assigned 0 for that, for both the variables. So I will return, what is 0 into 0? It is 0. So I'm calling it constructor 1 output equal to ob is the object name dot method name, which is multiply. So when I run this program by run Java, as you can see here, constructor 1 output equal to 0. This is the default one, example for the default constructor. And next I will do the same name, constructor overloading, when you use the same name of the same constructor or the same class, which is called a constructor overloading. In this I will write two variables, which is int L and int B. Okay, so now this is my two variables. In this we have constructors, which is two parameters, which is int L and int B. So I will construct, I will create an object of this, of the same class, which is test ob2 equal to new test. Okay, so this is the second object. First object is for the first one. I will create another object for this one. So object, I will write here sout, and same here, same goes here, constructor constructor 2 output equal to constructor to output equal to, and here we'll write ob dot ob what is the object name? Object name is ob2. So I will write here ob2 dot multiply. Okay. So this is the parameterized one, but as you can see here, we are not passing any values. Of course, we have to pass some values here. So 5, 6. I am passing the two values, which is L is equal to 5 and B is equal to 6. So after coming to here, length equal to L and breadth equal to B. Okay. So whenever I will call this function ob2 multiply, so what will happen is it will multiply these two values, which is 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 will be multiplied. So I will run this program, run.java, ob2, delete this icon. What is the problem here? ob2. Okay, I have used plus. Okay, now it's correct. I have missed one symbol here, plus, so that you are getting an error. Okay. Okay, let's go. As you can see here, 5 into 6. What is 5 into 6? 30. So 5, 6 are 30. So constructor 2 output is equal to 30. As you can see, this object focused on this constructor, and this, the two parameters has been passed, is focused on this. So same goes to third one. If you want to create the third one, I will just copy this and paste it here, and I will pass here three values now. Not three values, wait a second. I will pass single value. Okay, I will pass single value, and the object name will be object 3. Okay, object 3. I will copy this printing function. So here, and constructor 3 ob3 dot multiply, ob3 dot multiply. So I have to define the constructor, of course. So test, same name, because constructor overloading, and here will be int L. Okay, so in this, length equal to L semicolon, breadth equal to L semicolon. So whenever I will call this function, so what is our pass? 5. So 5 5s are 25. So 25 will be my answer. So I will run this program. As you can see here, 25. So constructor 1 output is 0, constructor 2 output is 30, constructor 3 is 25. So in this, the main thing is the constructor name is same. So this specifies the constructor overloading. We are using the same constructor name, okay, of the same class. We are using more than one constructor in the same class. So this was the concept of constructor overloading. Hope you guys understood what do you mean by constructor and constructor overloading. So thank you guys watching this video. Hope you like it. Do subscribe and comment it out.